Today is July 16th, 2019, which means that Ubuntu 18.10 reaches its end of life in 2 days. So if you're running Cosmic Cuttlefish, it is time to upgrade to 1904. It's a pretty straightforward process, pretty simple, but I wanted to make a quick video just to explain it in case anyone had any questions on how to do it. I know some folks follow video tutorials a little easier than websites. Here we go. Okay, so anytime you upgrade your system, it's a good idea to make a backup. I don't have any reason to believe that it's going to fail on your system, but just to be safe, it's always a good idea. So the best type of backup, in my opinion, is a bare metal backup, which would be something like Clonezilla. Clonezilla provides a full disk image. So basically what that means is that you boot into Clonezilla, which is on a live USB. You have an external USB drive or a secondary internal disk, perhaps. And you would run the Clonezilla create image option, and you would basically either create clones of the partitions. So if you wanted to just have a clone of your root partition, you could do that. But I would recommend, if you're going that path, to do a full disk, unless of course you have a lot of other distributions installed and maybe that's a little too wide of a target and you really just want to capture the partitions that are for the 1810 instance that you're trying to update. So in any case, I'm going to leave that to you and just say that a backup is a great idea, just in case. My 20-year history in IT, I can tell you that backups have saved me several times, and there were times where I didn't have backups and ran into problems. So take the time, figure it out. It's really not that difficult and always a good idea. Okay, so here I am. I have Ubuntu 18.10 installed. I've done some customization with theming, backgrounds, some different applications installed, and the premise here is that because this is end of life, I want to continue to use this system, but I don't want to wipe it and install 1904 from scratch. I just want to update this in place. So I can show that this is Ubuntu 18.10, codename Cosmic, and there's a graphical way to do that as well. And the way that this works is it essentially retargets your system from the Cosmic repositories to the Disco repositories. So 1904 is Disco Dingo, and what I mean by that is if I look at my sources.list file, apt sources.list, you see here that the security updates and the other system updates are part of Cosmic. And what's going to happen when you update, it's going to change those to Disco. And then it's going to evaluate your system and see what packages are installed, what it needs to update in place, what it needs to potentially replace completely or remove because it's no longer supported. And it's going to do this while retaining your settings for the most part. There are some things that do get reset, and your files and applications and all of that good stuff. So the easiest way to start your update is to go to the menu and go for Software Updater. The icon might look a little different, but it'll be Software Updater. And it will run, check for updates, and then tell you that the software is up to date. However, Ubuntu 1904 is now available. You have 18.10. So I'm going to click Upgrade. And it's going to tell you about the next release, and so you can read through the release notes and some other things here, which if you're not familiar with 1904 might not be a bad idea. But I'm going to go ahead and click Upgrade here. And now it's going to go get the update information and, like I said, do a comparison between your current system and the repositories for 1904, and then that comparison will build a list of packages that it's either going to update or hold back or remove or delete. It does some different things, and you'll see that as it goes through here. All right, and now here's where it'll give you details of what it's going to install, what's no longer needed, and what it's going to upgrade. So new installs will be what's required by 1904 that isn't already installed. No longer needed or deprecated packages, so it'll get rid of those. And then upgrade, you see that's the largest count. So that's the majority of the system files that have the same package name but are just a newer version and need to be updated. And so it's going to go ahead and upgrade those. So I'll just go ahead and start the upgrade. It's going to tell you your lock screen's disabled. And it will go ahead and get the new packages. This takes a while. You know, it's 1,400 packages almost. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it here and then pick it back up when it's at the next step. Okay, so the upgrade process completed, and it's asking now, do you want to remove the obsolete packages? I don't see any reason to keep them. They're obsolete, so let's go ahead and remove them. It is possible, I suppose, if you're running some sort of software that was no longer supported, that the outdated packages might be something you'd want to keep, but I think if you were upgrading, you'd probably be having a hard time. Okay. So we are all done, and we will go ahead and restart now. Okay, so this is logging back in after having restarted, and you see that the wallpaper was not retained. So we need to change our background. Yeah, they changed the wallpaper, so the one that I had been using isn't there. So let's go ahead and switch to this one. Why not? But there you go. Other than that one small thing that I can see, everything else is still here. And it looks like the upgrade was successful. So that's it. Now if I were to check my about, I'm on 1904. Also, like I had mentioned, so you have the LSB release option, which is essentially just telling us the same thing. But I also wanted to show you the new sources file, where you see that the commented files were Cosmic Security, and now the new lines that were added are Disco. So the remnant of having run 1810 is that these lines are here, but they're commented out, and now everything has been switched over to Disco, and you are now running 1904. So I hope this all goes well for you if you're in a position that you need to do this. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, please leave them below. I certainly appreciate you watching. If you enjoy my videos, please like, subscribe, all of those fun YouTube things, and I will see you in the next video.